Hello students, Dr. Diesel coming back at you. I want to talk to you today about the importance of rings and measuring ring gaps using a feeler gauge. The ring gap measurement of all the specification in the book is in the minimum, not the maximum. So if the ring gap specification, which is around 3 thousandths per inch of bore, 3 to 4 thousandths, why this is so important is if, let's say, we had a 4-inch bore and with a minimum of 12 thousandths of an inch, and this was set at 10 thousandths of an inch, the engine would start up. You would think it would run great, which it will for a moment or so, until you put it under load and they butt together. If they butt together, they have no room to expand, so this ring will break. And when it breaks, we immediately lose about 150 pounds of compression. So a piston ring gap is very critical, and most racers that have a specification, they've all got to build their own engines, their engines to the specification of everyone. This is a little trick of the trade of getting more horsepower, is to get file to fit rings, where you're going to file and just precisionally place this at the minimum gap so you can get more compression and horsepower out of an engine. But when we're working on an engine, if it's got a used bore, we want to check this gap with the feeler gauge that will go in the gap and have about a pound and a half drag coming out. And then we want to read that. If the gap is larger, that's going to give us more blow-by gases and less compression and worse fuel economy and less horsepower. So this is a critical measurement that we use also our wonderful feeler gauges to increase horsepower, make sure the engine is not going to self-destruct on startup. On a used bore, we'll want to check the gap at the top and the gap at the bottom. If you do not have anything but a precision measurement tool such as a feeler gauge, you can actually take this measurement and the one at the bottom of a used cylinder and come out with a fairly accurate taper from the top to the bottom. We also check, I have some A's and B's in here, is we check our out of round with the telescoping gauge, which I'll demonstrate in little other videos that will check this for out of round. If these two numbers are the same, they're 0 out of round. If they're different, that shows us the out of round. But that is another example of the important use of a feeler gauge.